Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers masterpiece, MP-25 Tracks.
And here we are at the review table with Tracks. Now before we actually get to the actual figure and all of his accessories, let's first take a look at the box. Now on the front of the box you got these nice images of Tracks in his robot mode and his Chevrolet Corvette Stingray C3 mode. I believe it is a 1975 model. You got Transformers masterpiece, you got the Chevy Corvette logo, you got Takara Tomy. On the bottom corner of the box, he is an Autobot, MP-25, Cybertron Warrior Tracks. On the top of the box, you got Transformers the masterpiece, Autobot 25 Tracks. On this side of the box, though, you got Tracks in his robot mode with his black beam gun. On this side of the box, you got a nice side profile of the Corvette Stingray C3 mode. On the bottom of the box, you get things I cannot read because it is in a different language. On the back of the box, you have more product shots of him in his robot mode, his flight mode with his stand. You got accessory stuff. You got his accessories actually down here. You got how he scales with MP-12 Sideswipe and MP-17 Prowl. But that's about it for the box. Now let's get him out here and see what he's all about. And before we take a look at all of these accessories, we first have to look at the collector's card. Now, you can see some nice images of Tracks in his car jet mode, his car mode, and his robot mode. All the stuff that is on the box. On the back of the card, you got stuff I can't read because it's in a different language. You got robot mode, his vehicle mode, his tech specs, which you'd think he'd have higher tech specs because he's so vain about himself. But that's it for the collector's card. And taking a look at the first accessory, here we have his side view mirrors, which are cast in a metallic blue plastic with silver painted for the actual mirror itself. You get 4 of these. I bought this from somebody else, so the mirrors were already attached. Either glue them in or don't have them in at all. Makes your life so much easier. But that's it for these. Taking a look at his other car accessory, here is his, I believe, stun gun for his flying jet mode. It's just cast of black plastic with some nice dark silver painted for the actual barrel of the gun itself. And I'll show you how to attach this in the car jet mode when we get to it. Taking a look at his next accessory, you thought I was going to reach for the person, didn't you? But no. You have Blaster, who is not die-cast. Unfortunately, it would have been cool if he was. But he's cast in some color plastic, I don't know, but painted silver with some black for each of the speakers. You got some black on the handle, some red for his main chest, some yellow with the Autobot logo, and black on the tape deck dispenser of him, and then you just got some more molded in detail on a screw. And a peg that goes into Tracks in his vehicle mode, but I don't care about that, so we're not going to show it. Then we're going to take a look at the black beam gun. It's just cast in a gray plastic, or at least the handle is. The top half, I'm not sure if it's cast in any kind of specific color, but it is painted in that dark silver that looks really nice, and I really just have him on display with this, and that's about it. And for his second to last accessory, his second largest anyway, you got Raoul from that one episode. I'm pretty sure it's, I think it's Autobot. I could be wrong. It could be the other one that I'm thinking of. But you got Raoul. He's no face paint, but his flesh is good. You got some nice black for the hair, some yellow for the headband, some orange for the gloves and shirt, some brown for the boots and the jacket. You also got some light brown detail on both of those objects. And then you got some blue for the jeans. He's just on a white stand. He doesn't come off, and he just stands there. It's all good. I think Operation Tracks is the name of the episode. Maybe that's what it is. But that's Raoul. And then, of course, you get the flight stand, which does not store anything, unlike the MP-25 or MP-27 Ironhide battle sled, which is fine. This thing is a fingerprint magnet. I never use this. But for you get the Autobot logo. It does articulate. You got a nice ratchet joint damn, that's tight. And a couple of hinge joints, as well as a peg for the actual flight mode. We're not going to cover the flight mode in detail as much as other reviewers. If you want to, I'll leave a link to Emgo's video. Emgo seems to be the one that I always want to leave a link to, but he gives such good in-depth reviews about stuff. But yeah, that's it for all of his accessories. Now let's get to the actual figure himself. And taking a look at tracks out of in his vehicle mode out of the box. Before we take a look at some size comparisons, let's actually take a look at the details of the vehicle itself. Now the vehicle itself is the figure itself rather, is cast in a nice metallic blue plastic. Starting up front, you got some nice black for the grille right there. You got some nice silver for the Corvette logo. Some nice yellow and red for the flame decal on the hood, as well as an Autobot logo. And just lifting up this whole section of the vehicle, if I can get anything underneath there. You also got some nice silver for the actual detail of the engine, which is actually cartoon accurate to how it looks in terms of molding to the model on screen. Just putting that back. On this side, you don't really have anything, just some silver for the rim. Just some silver for the rims, as well as some rubber tires. You also have the silver for the side view mirror, like I mentioned at the start of the video. On the back, or on the side, it's just the same thing. On the back, you have some nice red for the tail lights, and some silver for that Chevy logo. So yeah, vehicle mode for this guy is really great. So yeah, let's see some size comparisons. So here we have him next to the Studio Series Deluxe Class Jazz. And then here we have him next to the Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee Deluxe Class Cliff Jumper. And here we have him next to the Kingdom Deluxe Class Tracks. And now that we've taken a look at some size comparisons, let's actually get tracks from looking like this to looking like this. Now, I personally love this mode for this version of tracks, and there are some aspects of this mode that we're going to cover closer in detail when we actually get to the robot mode, like these and the wings. But first of all, you can see that this gun just clips right in there. So that's what that is all about. We're just taking that off so that we can view it a bit better. The wings are just have that nice blue paint on the back of them so that they blend in when they're folded in. But they are just white with some red on there. And for comparison, here is the Masterpiece tracks with the Kingdom tracks. Just getting a scale for how that looks. This tracks has his wings painted, whereas these don't. All of them, even the fins on the back, and a very similar paint style for the forearms. But overall, I think that what the Kingdom tracks does for a cheaper price point and scale, the Masterpiece one does so much better, and it looks so cool. And now that we've taken a look at the jet car mode, we're going to turn tracks from this to looking like this. And my god, this guy is great. But before we take a look at some size comparisons and some articulation, let's take a look at those robot mode details. Now, obviously you can see the head is just done. It is cast in white with some blue for the eyes, as well as some red for the face. On the torso, you got some yellow with a red and black Autobot logo to boot it off. For the wings, they're just cast in a white plastic with some red striping and a yellow square on either side. On the arms, or the forearms anyway, they're just cast in a gray plastic, but have some nice yellow and red detailing. On the crotch plate, you got some white and some red and orange or yellow arrow. I like to think of it like an Angry Bird's face a little bit. On the shins, you got some white squares with some red detailing on them. You also got some of that metallic blue because these are just cast in gray plastic. On the feet, you have some nice gray and red. On the back, you don't really have much, just some car parts. And then on this section, you have a nice yellow bar with some red striping detail on there. You also have the guns, but for the articulation of the figure, the head is on a ball joint, so he can look up that far and down that far. You can also extend it just to make him look down further, but that looks stupid. There is a locking point to his head, so I just get it there and then leave it there. The wings are on hinge joints at the base right there and at the base of the actual wing itself. These missiles are also on hinge joints. The missiles themselves are actually on ball joints, I'm pretty sure, though. Just trying to get that situated back. The arm can move up that far and down that far. Can move out that far, but the backpack does get in the way. And can move up that or back that far. Backpack does get in the way. You do have this joint, but it's more for transformation. You got this ratchet elbow joint that only goes a little under 90 degrees. You do have a wrist rotation, all 4 fingers open at the hand. I currently have him holding his gun. You don't have to lift the crotch plate to do this, but he does kick up that far. If you do lift up the crotch plate, he can kick up higher. He can kick back that far. He can do full splits as long as you move the arm. He does have a thigh swivel that's very tight, a knee bend that's under 90 degrees, no knee swivel, that's fine. Toe can move up and down, more for transformation, but also a good point of articulation. And he does have a tight ankle pivot. And that's all that there is for articulation. So let's get some more figures out here and see how he scales with them. And first up, here we have him next to my Masterpiece MP-12 Sideswipe. Here we have him next to my previous review, the MP-27 Ironhide, which I will leave a card up there so that you can check that review out. Here we have next to him my hopefully next planned review, my MP-52 Starscream. And of course, here we have him next to his deluxe Kingdom Trax. Overall, all in all, this Trax figure is remarkably great. I would recommend him if you want, other than a few minor parts of the transformation that we covered earlier in the video, and some articulation points. I think that the figure is really solid, and I really hope that one day they remaster this figure and make it better. If not, I would either recommend getting this from a third-party source or get a third-party figure or KO. Either way, this figure is great. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you like this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Here's your second reminder to please leave a like. Follow me on Instagram if you so choose. And if I can, I will leave a link down to somewhere where you can get this figure. Anyway, see you all next time. Peace out.